All right, guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So, question set 45. So, we are writing DDL query. Now, we have to make some relationship using DDL queries. So, we have no any advanced tool to make that. So, we can't do it that easy. So, we can do it easily in our ER diagram, and also in our high scale, we can also type and do that. But in CMD, we can't do that in that easy. We have to type several lines. So yeah, now let's go to our question and see the question first. So this is the question, previous question. So you know that we have to work on this run beamer schooling candy. So we have to make some database for their school software, and our task is to make the database and insert some data, but using DDL queries. That is the worst case scenario. So yeah, now we have to use these instructions below. Now we are coming to this brand new question. What is this brand new question? All the teachers in the school teach one subject or several subjects. Create a table called teacher has subject to store information on the all subject that teacher teach. In the initial stage of this software, the principal decided to store the detail of the teacher who teach only the main subject of the grade 9. Follow the instructions below to create this table. Use DDL query to create the table. So now we have a brand new table to make. But this table is different from a previous table we made because this is foreign key table. So you know when we are making ER diagram, we can make this kind of table using uh, kind of relationship. What is the relationship name? I give you some second to memorize. If you memorize, it is main to main relationship. So now subject table and teacher table, when we consider about subject table and teacher table, we can make main to main relationship between subject table and teacher table. Now our main to main relationship table name teacher has subject table. Now there are two columns, subject table primary key and teachers table primary key. So subject table primary key is subject ID and teachers tables teacher ID. So this is the main-to-main relationship created column like that kind of column. So but I told you using this DDL, this is not that kind of easy. So we have to uh, type a query for that for do that table. And also we have another condition to do here. So yeah, first, yeah, now we have to make that table. So what is the condition? So subject ID is in int and length is 45. Uh, yeah, I don't know what is the okay. Whatever. So primary key table is subject and teachers table is teacher. Okay, we know that. So this is the primary key table. Okay, we can make this. And what is the second question is? It is necessary to add the column named ID. So yeah, column named ID to table name teacher has subject. So we need to add the column named ID. So we need to add the ID for that, for this table. Teacher has subject, which is created to store all subject taught by the teachers. Okay. The column you add is the primary key and your team leader has said to auto increment is mandatory. Okay. Auto increment is compulsory for that ID. Name the DDL query required for that. Use that query to add the column to teachers has subject table. All right. First, let's make this, and we are going to command prompt. Now my command prompt is brand new, so I need to get the path. Get the path here. And MySQL root. Right. Now we are connected to database, MySQL database. Now you know how to do that. So I don't need to explain you much. If you don't know, you can watch my previous video. Explain you briefly. if you don't mind. So you want to go to this MySQL Server 8.01 folder, and there are bin file here. So you can see it. This is the file folder and bin, and you need to go and get the file link and copy it on there. Now you are connected. Okay. Now I can create the table. So let's create the table first. Create table if not exists, and that name is run db and dot teacher as subject. All right. So now we know we need to put this open bracket and come to next line. Now we have to be careful because after before executing lines, we need to double check everything. So this query is kind of long, so we need to be careful. Teacher ID. Now you know this is foreign key table. Now we have to get this kind of column, because you know our teacher table primary key coming to this foreign key table. It is teacher ID like that. That column is like that. It's naming like that. So you have some experience because we did it in ER diagram design. So it is and int and not null. Not null. And int, how can we give it to length? Let's try it. I'm not sure if we can. Let's try. Let's try it. Okay, now comma um, object ID int 35 not null, comma, and now we have to make the uh, relationship. Yeah, primary key relationship. So I'm typing this index keyword, index. Now we have to do this relationship. So primary key means fk teacher, fk teacher has subject object object index index and open bracket subject ID ASC visible. My I want to visible my relationship. So visible, and coming to next line, index is a subject table. Now subject table, we want to get subject table now. Sorry, we want to get teachers table now. So teacher as object. I don't see any issues. Let's see. Teacher IDX index, that means index So yeah, and open the bracket. Now I want to get a teacher, uh, teacher ID AC visible. Visible. And on to next line. Now we want to concentrate those two tables. Now use this constraint, concentrate. Yeah, I think it's right. Concentrate. FK has subject teacher table. Foreign key on foreign key. ID. Close the bracket. And now we need to uh, type the reference. So reference, I think this is right. Run viewer, ph db uh, teacher teacher bracket teacher ID, that is the foreign key, primary of teacher table, and on delete on action. We need to use this on delete on action keyword. On delete no action keyword. So you can find that in your IDS field also. When we go to add some foreign keys for that, you can see like that. Mhm. You can see there on update, on delete no action like that. So we need to use that on delete no action keyword on there, and need to use on update no action. And now we want to uh, now we want to give the comma and coming to next line. uh, Now I think I mistake something. Now I can't fix that. Let's see what will happen. Now concentrate primary key teacher as subject. Teacher subject and subject. Okay. And going to design foreign key. Foreign key. Subject ID. ID. And now reference. References. References and below database name, and now we want to get the table name, subject, and use this on delete no action keyword. On delete no action, next row, update no action. Now it's all okay, I think. Now I need to close the main bracket, and let's see it is okay. So put this semicolon here. Okay. Yeah, that is all about. Okay, it's because of this comma, these things. So right, let's query that again. First, we need to use this database. Use run HDB. We forgot to do that, and it will be also wrong. So database name change, and now we will query that. So I query that. So this is it. So query is okay. Now you can understand how we can query this. So this is my wrong line because of this comma and bracket. So I missed that. I missed that too. I missed to put a comma. So when we miss a comma, that is it. That is enough to make all query wrong. Make some large errors. Yeah. Now this is the right thing. So I will mark that for you. How I can mark this? Yeah. Okay. This is the right queries. So, yeah, this is the right query I have made. So I first use runbeamer school DB, and after I make that relationship with teachers table and subject table. And now we can go to table and see it is okay. We can refresh this and see. Yeah, we have this table and we have made foreign key relationships. Now you can see it. Those columns are not null. So now we have to add some column. Uh, so now we can do this second question also. We need to add the ID column for that table. So use this add column add column keyword is all about. So now let's do it. So, what are the conditions? The column you add is with the primary key, and your team leader has to say the auto increment is mandatory. Okay. First, let's add the column. So if we add the column, we need to use alter table. We need to alter the table, and table we need to mention the database every time in DDL. Run beamer SCH. When you are too lazy to type, this DDL is really big matter for you. So put this dot, and I need to alter whatever will get teacher has subject. I copy that and paste on there, um, and want to add uh, column like ID, and it want to be uh, auto increment and not null. Yeah, yeah. Auto increment and not null. Okay, int not null and auto in, uh, in increment, auto increment, and now we can put this comma and mention it to primary key uh, ID ID and put this semicolon. I think let's see. Okay. I forgot to gradient. Don't put the gradient. Okay, it's a shows error. You have error in SQL syntax. Check the manual that corresponded to MySQL server version. Here primary key. Okay, let's try this at once. So we previously we mentioned primary key separately. Now let's try the table and mention the database name and dot teacher has a subject table. We need to alter that table. Subject. And now we want to add. Let's don't use column. Add ID ID int and not null. And let's say primary key on this line also, the same line, primary key and auto in main. Right. Now this will be okay. So let's do this semicolon and end. Query is okay. No warnings, no effect, no row affected. Okay. Now all are okay. Now let's go to our table and refresh it. And now we can come to this one. So now you can see there is ID, it's auto increment, and it's a primary key. So we can move this to up. Okay. Now it's all right. So you can see it. So this is the thing. So we can't mention the ID like we did in previous video because this is old table. So when we are altering table, that's a new thing for me also. When we are altering table, we can't uh, mention the column, mention the primary key, mention the column is primary key in separately. We can also mention it in same line. So you can see that now this is the right query. So MySQL. So you can see it. Now I highlight it. So all table, we need to mention the database, dot mention the table, what we need to alter. And now we can add, don't use this column word, add ID, int, not null, primary key, auto increment, and semicolon. Now our query is okay. Now you can see those errors also. You can also get some screenshot and search those errors more further, and you can use Stack Overflow website to study those errors so far. All right. Now let's go to third question. It's compulsory for all students in grade 9 of school to learn all the major subjects. So create a table named the student has subject to store that information. To do so, follow the instructions below. Use DDL Query to create this table. So now this is same thing that we did in first question. And we also need to, student need to add a column name ID in the table name. The student has subject which is created to store all subjects they are learning. So your team leader says that the column you add must be primary key and column must be auto increment. Create the required DDL query, add column. So this first and second question, also equal to third and fourth question. So we need to do that. So that is easy. So let's do it. Now we need to get student has subject table. Okay. Now create table. Let's do this in first try. Not exists, and run beamer school database, and you need to mention the table name. So my table name is student as subject. So we need to give this open bracket, and now coming to this line, student ID int null. Now we need to get the subject underscore subject ID int null, and now index time. So we need to be careful now. Index okay, student as subject 1 IDX, and put the open bracket previous subject ID ascending order. I want it to visible, so visible. I use that keyword, and coming to next line, put that comma, and coming to next line, we have put index and fk other table. Student has subject table, student ID. So now we need to get student ID. So fk student as subject and student index IDX gradient. Now put this bracket and student underscore student underscore ID, close the gradient, ascending order. Visible keyword, I want it to visible, and put the comma. Coming to next line. Okay, concentrate foreign key student as subject student. Okay. Okay, now this is the mistake, I think. Okay, let's see. Foreign key, we had a mistake, and we are typing in mistakes, but let's see. We can't stop we can't stop that unfinished query. We need to finish the query and do semicolon and see the result. So that is the worst case in this DDL queries. So foreign key, foreign key student ID, ID, uh, references, yes, references, and ID, uh, now we have to use that on delete on no action and on update no action and comma, and now I have to concentrate uh, foreign key, then as object, okay, and foreign key. All right, I already do the relationship thing, so you can see it. So let's okay, that is the thing. Uh, so you can see visible. So when we put this comma, it's our queries already messed up and all queries down. So let's type that. I don't show you my typing. So I type this again. Now I type that all again and not put uh, this thing again. So you can see now when we don't need to enter this line to next line. So it automatically goes to this line and now it shows like this. So you can see it. So comma and bracket, this is wrong. So this is the right thing we have to do. So this is the right query. So I already made that table. I will show you. So, so a student has subject table. Yes. Okay. Now it's the table. Now we have to make that ID. So let's do that ID. That is easy. So alt table. all table. Let's see. This is the table name. All table. Okay. Run email dot subject has student has subject table. We need to get that. Okay. ID. Let's see if this ID or subject ID. What is that? Uh, need to name the ID, and okay, that is all same as second question. So int apply primary key auto increment, and now it's all fine. So yeah, now we can put this semicolon on here and execute that. Query is okay. Now go to this line and refresh this. Okay, now you can see there's ID here. So move up. Now you can see this. We give 45 characters for this int, but it is not worth because integer always have 10 length for that data type. So that is it. So now you can see this is we done today. We query lot more things. You can see it. So now I will show you one by one. What is our first question? First question is to make the relationship between teachers table and subject table. So I will mark that part really quickly, and you can watch that. So this is the thing. So yeah, I highlight that. That is the first question. So we use database and we create the relationship. Get the quick screenshot. I had to show you more. All right. So after that, second question, we have to make the we have to add the new column for our newly made table. So I try to add column like this, and I give primary key separately, but it doesn't work. It works when I give it give primary key in same line. All table and give a school database, and I mention table name and add ID. Column name is ID. ID is integer, not null, primary key and auto increment. So then it added. All right. So and this is the second question. You can see it. This is the second question. We don't need to use our database again. We already used it. So uh, making relationship is enough for that. So this is third question answer, and this is fourth question answer. All right, guys. Now today video is over. I'm going to wind up my video. So now you can see how we can make relationship using DDL. That is really hard, and it is really hard for everyone. If you are lazy person to type, uh, you are not expecting to type a lot more things. This is really hard for you, and this is really not for you. So DDL query, we have to type everything. So no suggestions, only a basic tool. So guys, I had a technical issue, so I fix it now. So I'm going to wind up my video now. So this is our today part. So you can see I already show you what are the parts for matching questions. So question one, we have to make a teacher and subject table. Teacher has subject table, uh, and we have to make that relationship. And in second question, we have to add the column, and we try a new way to add the column, but it doesn't work. So we need to add that column like this. So all the table. and mention the database and mention table and need to give this like that. So in third question, we have to make a relationship with student table and subject table, and we need to add the ID. Those first and second question equals to third and fourth question. So now we did it. So now I am going to wind up my session. I already exceed my time. So you can already, I think you already got some screenshots what you need. So I will catch you guys in my next video. Peace.